AITA for wanting to be away from my twin sister? Saw there was an update to the original story on AITA. I sincerely wish OOP the best, they've worked so hard. I am not OOP. OOP is you, soft you 9949. The original post and update were posted in our AITA. I did correct a few spelling errors for readability, but everything else is the same. I marked it as concluded since this chapter seems to be over. Mood spoiler. Decent ending for OOP. Less than. Original post. September 13th, 2022. So this is a throwaway account because my siblings are here too. English isn't my native language, so there might be some mistakes. Sorry about that. So I, 17F, have two older brothers, 19, 21, and a twin sister. I should mention that my family is pretty affluent. Ever since I remember myself, my parents encouraged me and my twin to compete each other while they always favored her over me. She always had their support and I was expected to be considerate. When I succeed on something more than she does, they ask me to give it up, but they never ask this from her. I do love her and my parents, even though I feel like I've been treated unfairly. Both of us aspire to be doctors for a long time. I studied really hard for it for a long time. So did she. This year we graduated and both of us applied for the same programs in the same universities. The process here is quite different than it is in the US. We can start med school right after high school if we get accepted. She wants to go to the same university as I do, and so does my parents. I'm on the other hand feel like going on my own and have a separate life from my sisters. I love her so much, but we've been together my entire life. She's an introvert while I'm an extrovert, so she followed me around most of the time. I always included her and made sure she's happy, but it's been like this our entire lives and I'm honestly tired. Not to mention that if we go to the same place, I would be expected to study with her and help her get high grades and won't be able to study on my own and focus on my success. And my parents will be mad if I succeed more than her. It's been like this for the past 12 years. Which will eventually hurt me. I just want to finally be a person of my own. This is where I might be the asshole. I got accepted to 4 different universities and she got into 2. I waited for her to decide where she wanted to go and then made my decision. Like I said, a different place. Then she changed her mind and said she wants to go to her second option, the one I chose. I said that it's not a problem and I will go to a different place. One she didn't get into. My sister got really offended and my parents are furious. Even though I explained myself politely and said that I love her but wanted to get a fresh start where nobody knows me, they demanded that I will go to the same place as my sister or else they won't pay for my degree. Then I said whatever and that I'll be fine on my own and left to my grandparents. When they came to talk to me, they just kept on saying how wrong and entitled I am. I really had enough, so I told them I hate them for treating me like this. Now I'm refusing to talk to them and ignoring their calls. My brothers and grandparents are on my side, but everyone else telling me I'm an asshole. So am I? Edit. Thank you so much for the support and ideas. I read all your comments and they're all very appreciated. My brother got me everything I thought I need, including my cat. I called the university to ask if my parents can enroll me and they can. However, since they never paid, it will be difficult for them and the university can try to delay them until my 18th birthday. My grandparents assured to me that they won't let them do something like that, but still it's nice to have plan B. School starts on Monday and it looks like it's settled for now. I will update you guys as soon as I have what to say. P.S. I don't feel like talking to them right now. It's like all of the anger I held against them is now very substantial. Hope I used the right word. And I feel like I need to cool down before deciding what's next. They probably can also use some time off. Relevant comment. I think I wrote about it somewhere in the comments. My initial thought was to go to school that's close to home in order to come back on weekends and be able to help my sister out, while still having my own space. After realizing I won't get any space this way, I chose the school I'm going to. It's the best in my country and has nice scholarships, but the farthest from home out of all the universities I applied to. I guess it doesn't matter now, so I said F it and did what I wanted to do. Update. October 11th, 2022. Here. Hey everyone. Sorry it took some time, but I'm here with an update. Had some problems publishing it, but it's all good now. Reminding that English isn't my native language, so there might be some mistakes. So as I think I said in the comments. School started 2 weeks ago and so far it's absolutely amazing. I have great roommates and I love my classes. It's a bit intense, but I'm keeping up. It's truly a dream comes true. Well, some things happened. My parents apparently called my uni and asked for my schedule. From what I understand, they said that as my legal guardians they are entitled to know everything about it. The school told them that if they want my details they need to come and prove that they are indeed who they claim to be, and informed me about it. It happened just a couple of days after school year started. They haven't contacted me until a week ago when they asked me to have dinner with them. Even offered to drive to where I am. Which is strange as they never even bothered to pick me up from friends. And I agreed. It was on Friday. They reserved places in a fancy restaurant nearby. Dinner went surprisingly well. Bit awkward, but they were nice. Then they told me they will pay for my school tuition and everything else I need. But only if I take a gap year. I refused, obviously. After arguing with me, my dad said that he had enough of my attitude and ungratefulness. Left a 200 francs bill and left. I'll admit that I sat there crying about half an hour before I left. With the change as the bill and the tip didn't reach 200 francs lol. If you're asking yourselves what was that about, then I did too. I talked to my brother. Apparently my sister decided she doesn't want to go to med school. She wants to take a vacation to think about the future with cleared mind or something like that, and you guessed it, almost everyone think I should go with her. After all, we are twins and it will only be fair that we'll start studying at the same time. There was no contact from my parents ever since, but it's kinda okay by me. I got a scholarship and by the end of the semester I might get another one. My grandparents paid for the rest. They insist that I won't pay them back, but I'm already working on that. My sister answered my messages yesterday. She told me that I hurt her 'cause I didn't want to be with her. And she don't know if she can forgive me. I understand her and I do really miss her, but I don't want to give up on my dream. I hope she will understand me someday. So basically I think things are alright by now. Not much changed, but I have my grandparents and my friends, so I'm fine. I'll be completely calm only after my 18th birthday, when my parents won't be able to get me out of uni. It's really soon, so I'm optimistic. Thank you all for reading and helping me. I really appreciate it. Less than 3. Edit. Thank you all for your comments. I'm on pretty tight schedule, so I still haven't done reading, but I promise I'll answer to all of them. Red heart, since some of you got confused over the francs. We use them in Switzerland. Relevant comments. I actually don't get it either. But it's been like that ever since we were little. There's nothing wrong with her. We different in some ways, and she's more shy and quiet, but not in an unusual way. She always kinda tagged along with me, and I wasn't allowed to have friends who aren't her friends. Or go to events by myself. I also helped her study, and my parents got upset over me when I got higher grades. My best guess is that they think she'll struggle to be by herself, and that if I do better it will make her insecure. However, I can't know for sure. I feel like we could have been so much closer if my parent wouldn't push us together all the time. It's a shame, honestly. In a way I'm glad I can be independent, but I feel bad for my sister that she still struggles. Thank you, heart. I hope things will continue to be great. I want that for my sister too. When asked if their parents made them dress alike, yes, every single day in elementary school. I felt so ridiculous and begged them to stop in middle school. You guessed it, almost. Everyone think I should go with her. After all, we are twins and it will only be fair that we'll start studying at the same time. My question is, who is the almost everyone here? Her grandparents and siblings are on her side, and she's supposedly the extroverted one. What group of other people exist who would monolithically ignore what she wants and why? That's the bit of information that I'm curious about. The only thing I can think of is that the OOP is much more successful than the other twin sister. And everybody in her family basically consider her obligated to help her twin sister since they're the same person. Ick. But even then I can't imagine everybody thinking that way. The more you tighten your grip, Tarkin, the more star systems will slip through your fingers. Always comes to mind in stories where parents push siblings together and instead end up ruining the relationship. I'm a triplet with a brother and sister, and I did so much with my sister in high school because we wanted to. We supported each other. But when we went to college, we all went to different states, and it was the best thing for our relationship. And I'm grateful our parents treated us as individuals. It meant that when we did do things together, it was by choice. Man, these people don't deserve to be called parents. I hope OOP succeeds and goes NC. She deserves to have the happy life she chooses to have. As a twin myself, who thinks of my twin as my built-in bestie? I feel for OOP. What the parents did is so freaking sad and inexcusable. They hindered their development as people and their bond as sisters by making one of them the other's emotional crutch and security blanket and babying the other to the point she can't function without someone catering to her all the time. As another commenter said, they probably would have a much closer and healthier relationship if they had left well enough alone and just made sure they get along. I feel like parents like this fail at goal-based thinking. Does anyone like the person they're forced to hang out with constantly? Hells no. Add on that you won't be praised for your strengths and may have to hold yourself back for that person's benefit, and that's how you make your kids hate each other. Also, who wants to the pathetic one whose king is forced to hang out with them? Bad stuff all around. There was a comment about how the parents were the type of parents that had the twins wear the same thing all the time. That just sounds exhausting. You slightly feel bad for the introvert twin. Like, your identity is tethered to someone who is basically you but better. I can only imagine that there are a lot of self-criticisms going on. However, this should have been dealt with ages ago. Parents weren't doing them justice. I'm glad OOP had family to help her escape her situation. All the parents are doing is depriving their shy daughter from becoming her own independent person. I get the feeling the sister was just going to med school because she felt like she had to do the same as her sister always. I really hope she takes this gap year to grow up and realize it's good to let OOP be her own person with her own ambitions. Very glad OOP has such great grandparents. Switzerland is so small that the farthest uni she chose is probably no more than 2h from her home. I was actually curious and looked Google Maps. You can cross the country east to west in 5 hours by car. And if you only consider bigger cities, the distance is 3h between them. Geneva to Zurich. Want to bet parents would go, "Oop, you need to turn down the job offer. Your sister applied there. Obviously if you turn it down, then your sister will be given the job." As a twin myself, I can confirm that wanting individuality I have always wanted individuality. But it is difficult when people want and believe you should be exactly the same as your twin. We had the same clothes because the clothes were cheap. I always had to make sure I wore a different outfit than him, and he didn't care about being different since people saw him as a better version of me. He had better grades, more ambitious, more extroverted, while I had decent grades. Not ambitious, introverted. Whenever I tried to be my own person, people would ask why I am not like my brother, or it's weird, since my brother does not do that. It wasn't until I started college and working that I have now been able to buy my own clothes and have my own style. Now in college, since no one knows me, I am treated as an individual. I am able to act like myself and don't get constantly compared to my brother. Unfortunately, my brother still tries to copy some of the things I do, so then I need to change things up. To this day, I try my best to be different than him. What do the parents want in the end? For the twins to marry each other? These parents need counseling. Honestly, it's probably best for the OOP's sister as well that OOP goes to a different school. It also gives her the option to defy her parents' expectation of her following OOP around. I wondered if OOP's twin even wanted to study medicine. It sounds like their parents decided that if OOP wanted to study it, then their twin had to want it too. I don't understand forcing siblings to do everything together just because they're twins. My sister and I both draw, but we're 3 years apart and keep being mistaken as twins. We just do our own thing. Don't ever take money from parents like these. They will always keep the receipts and shove it in your face for the rest of their lives. At least with loans from banks or something. It's a business relationship that ends when the loan is paid off. Parents are such assholes. Hope both sisters eventually break away from their control. What goddamn awful parents. I'm glad OOP is far away from the parents. Seriously, just because they twins doesn't mean they are one person. Forcing and holding one back when they want to be different than the other twin is toxic. There are two people with their own thoughts and personalities. And if they don't want to wear match clothes, don't want to do the same activities anymore, HUROLL even change they look, that's their right, and you shouldn't try to interfere in that. They are two individuals who can change at any time they want and will want something different than the other. Do you think they will share everything? Seriously, do you think that if one gets into a relationship you will force them to share their partner with their twin? Just ridiculous.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. EpicAriaCast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.